Good morning, y'all. November 21st, 2019. Thanksgiving is 1 week from today. So I kind of just wanted to check in. I've been so busy and doing everything as far as lectures that I haven't really felt like talking, and tired of talking about politics. I have to do that so much as it is. It's relevant in ethics class, but I wanted to tell you about an unethical thing that happened to me. I always set my coffee maker to go off in the morning. I just wake up, I push a button. I make the coffee the night before, and then, it makes it easier. I'm sure a lot of people do the same thing. And the other morning, I hit the button, and nothing happened. And I'm like, what's up with this, Miller? And so I had a coffee maker from before that had been cleaned and up real well, and I plugged it in and put the stuff in it and turned it on, and it didn't come on at all. And I'm like, okay. So I had a new coffee maker, and I get it out of Mr. Coffee and I put water in it, and it works. And in the meantime, I tested the first coffee maker, and it started working. And the second one, also a Mr. Coffee, turned out to be a dud. Now, the first one was a Black & Decker that started working again, so I put it away and kept it and threw the other one out. So I'm working with the new Mr. Coffee. I figure I'm good to go. The key to me about these coffee makers is if you get in there and clean it real good, if it got like coffee spilled on it or something, you think you're Mr. Clean or Mrs. Clean, and you get in there and clean it, you just broke it. The worst thing you can do, other than clean out the filter and the pot and the water container, is try to clean the burner of a coffee maker. Girls, I know your names. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and we also know it's next to women in bikinis. But reality is, if you clean an old coffee maker, most times, 9 times out of 10, you just ended it DOA. It didn't even make it to the emergency room. And so my Black & Decker coffee maker, it's still on the shelf, was until yesterday. And I noticed I put in my new Mr. Coffee, the third coffee maker. Kind of hard to keep track of, isn't it? Imagine it at 5:30 in the morning. I get up in the morning and there's water all over the cupboard where my water had ran out of my Mr. Coffee. Now, I hate to tell the people in China who now own Mr. Coffee, but their tank leaks. And I thought, well, I maybe did something wrong, blah, blah, blah. So I try it again. So needless to say, thank God for putting the Black & Decker back on the shelf, because I pulled it back out, and that's what I'm using now. And the other Mr. Coffee, I'm thinking, Gorilla Glue or something in the tank where we can poison the water for the rest of our days and drink out of it, or some way to, I don't know what. But I wanted to talk about something that I'm not thankful for, and that's going through 3 coffee makers at 5:30 in the morning. I was totally not thankful for that. I'd like to note that. And more than that, I wanted to say that I saw the story and the reality where the Patriot Act has been extended for another few months by House Democrats who are supposed to be there fighting for our rights as private citizens. We're not under a terrorist attack right now. It's not imminent. G.W. Bush is out of office. We're probably safe for now, although I'm sure they got a beat on anybody else they can get, including Trump. And, Trump's administration wants to extend the Patriot Act, etc. That's fine. The Democrats, who are always the ones saying, oh, they're going for our rights and all these other things, are no better than Trump. They let it go through and push the Patriot Act through too, which allows the government, of course, Google and, everyone else is going to be happy with this because they can find out information on you all day long. They already gather this information all the time. So the reality is the information state is alive and functioning. And, I think we got to ask ourselves, yeah, we got to be up for terrorists, but since it's not orange, green, purple, and all those colors anymore, and everybody still has to take their shoes off at the airport because we all know Maxwell Smart carried a phone in his shoe, and you might call for help on that. And you got to undress at the airport, as if it's not as important when you get to the hotel and you can't remember her name. But the reality is, was that a joke? I'm not sure. The reality is, I'm not thankful for a Patriot Act that infringes on my rights as a private citizen. And they all want to talk in Washington right now about the impeachment, the upcoming elections, and right and left and left and right. And we should never have an abortion, and we'll kill the baby after it's born, and all these other things that has nothing to do with the privacy rights of America. And coming up, I'm going to say something about the EPA changes that were pushed through in August by Trump's administration to allow development, drilling for oil, mining to occur where animals are threatened on the endangered species list. And Utah is set to have uranium mined, silver and copper mined, and coal. Go figure. Utah National Park. Look it up. What's going on in Washington right now is sleight of hand to keep people who are small-minded busy, while the truth of the matter, America's in trouble. Not counting the homeless people and everything else. And oh yeah, it's cold. So when you have your turkey or your ham or your oysters Rockefeller or all three next week, remember, some people are homeless. Some people ain't got nobody. Some people help everybody and never get any help. I wonder how that works out after a while. Interesting to find out. Always remember to be thankful. It's Thursday and tomorrow's Friday. Peace out, y'all. Take care and keep thinking.